At Home in Dublin with Ricky Porter, brought to you in part by friends of Reverend Dr. Ricky Porter, who support his pastoral works, including Washington Street Presbyterian Church at 975 South Washington Street and available at 304-0549, with worship services every Sunday at 10 a.m. and join us for Bible study on Mondays at 4 and 6 p.m. The Presbyterian Church USA, Henry Memorial Presbyterian Church, with worship services at 11 a.m. on Sunday and Bible study Wednesdays at 5:30, located at 511 Bellevue Avenue and can be reached at 272-3721. At Home in Dublin with Ricky Porter.
Hello, welcome to At Home in Dublin with Ricky Porter. My name is Ricky Porter. This television program is designed by TV35 to present to you individuals, persons who make a difference in our community, politicians, artists, or just common everyday people who try to enhance our culture or to broaden our understanding of the world. There are times when we present a program because we are promoting a particular event in the community's life, and this is one of those shows. The Fort Valley State University will hold its annual scholarship banquet on Saturday, the 1st of June at 4 p.m. It'll be held at the Green Grove Missionary Baptist Church here in Dublin. The Alumni Association's Dublin Lawrence Chapter is presenting this affair. And we have today Brother Morris Knight and Miss Marilyn Moore, who are graduates of Fort Valley State, and we're going to talk about the event. The program will conclude with a presentation of another graduate of Fort Valley State University, someone we have interviewed on previous occasions, Miss Frenchie Hodges. But we'll talk about that conclusion at a later time. Right now, I'd like to introduce you to Marilyn Moore and Brother Morris Knight. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we're going to talk very specifically about the banquet that's coming up. And we'll take a break in between. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to conclude the program with a presentation. The presentation that will conclude the program is going to be the presentation that will open your banquet. I understand that Ms. Hodges is in the class of 64, and for their 40th anniversary, she was commissioned to do a poem, and now you do that poem at the beginning of your banquets as a call to attention.
That's cool.
That's correct.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to hear that poem. So you're graduates of Fort Valley State University. And your banquet is coming up on Saturday, June 1st. What is the purpose of the scholarship banquet, Ms. Moore?
The purpose of the scholarship banquet is to raise funds to donate to some deserving youth to attend Fort Valley State University. And it also is to honor our charter members who started the organization in 2005.
Are you a charter member, Brother Knight?
Yes, I am. I was the very first president of the re-established alumni chapter here in Lawrence, Dublin Lawrence, Fort Valley State University here in Lawrence County.
And so when was the charter established? When was the organization put together?
Okay, it was established in year of 2005.
Oh,
and
not very long ago, 14 years ago.
Right, and we held a banquet down at Mount Calvary Baptist Church, where one of our
Calvary Missionary Baptist Church.
Mount Calvary Missionary Baptist Church, where one of our members is a member of the Fort Valley State University Alumni Chapter.
Very good, very good. We're visiting with Morris Knight and Marilyn Moore, graduates of Fort Valley State University, and we're introducing you to Fort Valley State University, but even more importantly, we're introducing you to their upcoming scholarship banquet that'll be sponsored by the Dublin Lawrence Chapter of Fort Valley State University. Now, Ms. Moore, you mentioned that you're raising money for scholarships, which means that you have given scholarships previously.
Yes.
Right. And to whom do the scholarships go? I mean, do they go to high school graduating seniors?
Yes, they do. We put applications out in the city of Dublin and the 2 schools in Lawrence County. Students who are affiliated with members of the organization. So members may give out scholarships that are in the Lawrence County, Dublin area.
Okay. So, so a member of the alumni chapter distributes applications to eligible students, and then there's a committee that makes the determination as to who the scholarships, to whom the scholarships should be awarded.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So, Mr. Knight, you've been at this for a while, being the first president of the Alumni Association.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, okay. And what area of discipline has been your professional life?
And, well, I've been a teacher,
Educator.
coach,
And a coach.
athletic coach. I've been a central office person
In the city or the county?
in the county.
In the county.
Right. Right.
And Ms. Moore, and yourself?
I am an educator with the Dublin City School System. And may I back up, I'm a 1976 graduate of the Fort Valley State College at that time, university. I majored in home economics education, and from there I have been in education since I received my master's degree in 1977.
Uh-huh. And so when did you become a part of the Dublin Lawrence Chapter of the Fort Valley State Alumni Association Incorporated?
I was not a part of the
Chapter?
chartering group,
Okay.
but sometime perhaps 2010 thereafter,
Okay.
I've been a part.
Very good. So, as the first president, when you gather now, do they all bow to you, Brother Knight, as the first president?
No, they
no.
don't bow to me. we all work together.
You all
And
work
this
together.
is an outstanding group to work with, and we all work for the common cause of our university and our community.
Yeah, for
And-
the common cause of your university and the community.
Right.
Yeah. And in your own mind and in your own heart, how do you understand that common cause?
Well, we're trying to send quality students to the university, and after we review the applications, we look at and see if they met all the requirements that we have established as a scholarship committee,
Correct.
and we try to select the best applicant
Okay.
for the scholarship, and that is our main goal and the common cause that we're working toward.
Very good, very good. So you work hard at trying to get good students to go to Fort Valley State University.
Yes.
So, Ms. Moore, what is your role in the event on Saturday, the 1st of June at 4 p.m.?
I am the chairperson of the program. for
Wow.
the event.
Okay. We're visiting with Marilyn Moore and Brother Morris Knight, graduates of Fort Valley State University, and we are promoting their upcoming scholarship banquet that will be sponsored by the Dublin Lawrence Chapter of the Fort Valley State University National Alumni Association Incorporated. So all of you have heard the 40th anniversary commemorative poem by Frenchie Hodges. You've heard that poem before.
Yes.
Many times.
Yes.
Right, many times. So it's
It's something that our audience really look forward to.
right. I understand from Mrs. Hodges that it's a call to attention for the program.
Yes, it is.
Alerting
It's the
everyone.
first item on the program.
Okay. Well, what could you tell me a little bit about Fort Valley? And I'll tell you why I'm asking. My understanding is that Fort Valley State University, along with Savannah State University, and is it Albany State University?
Albany State University.
Right, right. Are all a part of the historical black colleges and universities. At least they're three of, well, they're the public black schools. In other words, those three schools were established for African Americans in the state of Georgia.
Right.
And they are established as public institutions, as opposed to the Interdenominational Theological Center or Morehouse College, which are also part of the historical black colleges and universities, but they are private. Right. So Fort Valley is a public institution. Okay. So we know that Fort Valley is a public institution, but is it exclusively African Americans, or do you have other students who go there?
No, and since even in the 70s, it was not exclusively African Americans, but the majority of the students there are African American, as any other school in the university system of Georgia. You have the opportunity to apply for these schools and meet their qualifications for attending there. No, they're not exclusive just for African Americans.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good. That's good to
We do
hear.
not discriminate in who can attend. But like Mars indicated, it is and was established for African Americans.
Very good. Very
And we
good.
have members that are part of the football team in all aspects of the university faculty, which makes the university diverse as it is.
If you're just joining us, we are talking about the upcoming scholarship banquet that will be held at the Green Grove Missionary Baptist Church here in Dublin, and we'll give you that address later. But the event will be held at the Green Grove Missionary Baptist Church on Saturday, that's the 1st of June, at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And the event will be sponsored by the Dublin Lawrence Chapter of the Fort Valley State University. So is the chapter a very large chapter? How many?
Well, considering the size of the population of Dublin and the number of graduates here, I would say we would have anywhere from 20 to 30 members.
Wow.
Right.
I recently attended the Savannah State University Dublin Lawrence Alumni Chapter Banquet, which was held at the Washington Street Presbyterian Church. So what's going to happen at the banquet? In addition to the presentation of awards.
In addition to the presentation of awards, we're going to feature our keynote speaker, which is a 1970 graduate of the Fort Valley State University, which happens to be the Honorable Calvin Smyrie of Columbus, Georgia. He represents the 135th Congressional District in the House of Representatives.
Right. And just so that our TV audience can grasp this information, on the day of your event, you will have a representative from the Georgia State Assembly. Is that from the State House?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Calvin Smyrie, S-M-Y-R-E.
S-M-Y-R-E, Calvin Smyrie.
Calvin. And he's a graduate of Fort Valley.
He's a 1970 graduate of the Fort Valley State College at that time, University.
Wow. So a graduate of Fort Valley is now in the State Legislative Assembly.
Yes, he
Yes.
is.
And he will be your speaker.
Yes.
Well, one of the reasons why I find that very fascinating is because of the controversy as to whether or not the state will truly consider putting the 3 public historical black schools and the several private schools together as separate from the Board of Regents. Now, we won't have that discussion in this presentation, but I might come to your event just to have a conversation with the state representative to know more about his opinion about the matter, because now is a very critical time for education in the life of the African American community. With so much conversation going on about violence and so much concern about the continued upward mobility of African Americans, we really need Fort Valley State University along with our other schools.
I agree.
You agree? Yeah.
But now, the private schools which are similar in Atlanta, they wouldn't be a part of the Board of Regents.
Correct.
Those are I had to say private institutions.
Correct.
They are sponsored by different types of different types of boards. So you had Marsh Brown College, Clark Atlanta University, Morehouse College, and Spelman College. But those are different. Those are actually different. They're not under the board. They do not come under the board of Regents.
Correct. Only the three predominantly black
colleges and universities.
public institutions,
Yes.
Fort Valley State University, Savannah State University, and what is the other?
Albany State.
Albany State.
University.
Those three are under the Board of Regents.
That's right.
But there have been some concern as to whether or not these schools are receiving the financial support that they ought to receive from the Board of Regents and the attention that they need to receive from the Board of Regents in terms of the capital improvement of their campuses and et cetera. So that's a question for the representative to answer. And I hope somebody in your audience will dare to raise that question, because if we move back to segregation, in terms of segregating these public institutions out of the Board of Regents so as to help them to prosper versus keeping them in the Board of Regents and just doing the right thing. So I know it's a different subject, but it is a related subject because we want Fort Valley to prosper, and that is why you are having this event.
That's correct.
Exactly. And so beyond this event, we would want Fort Valley to prosper, and that would be the responsibility of the Board of Regents for the state of Georgia. We are visiting with Morris Knight and Miss Marilyn Moore. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to conclude our interview with them. We're going to give them an opportunity to promote the program that will be held on Saturday, June 1st at Green Grove Missionary Baptist Church here in Dublin. It is their scholarship banquet, and they are raising monies to send, as Mr. Knight would say, qualified students to Fort Valley State University. And before our program concludes, we're going to be called to attention by a poem that was commissioned by members of the Alumni Association, class of '64, by Miss Frenchie Hodges. We'll be right back after a moment from some of our sponsors. Hello, welcome back to At Home in Dublin with Ricky Porter. We're visiting with Miss Marilyn Moore, all of a sudden. Every time I think of your name, I actually think of your father, so tall and stately, such a gentleman. I remember meeting you when I met your father at the Valdosta Baptist Church.
The Valdosta Missionary.
Oh, the
Baptist
Valdosta
Church.
Missionary Baptist Church. We're visiting with Miss Marilyn Moore, who just happens to be a member of the Valdosta Missionary Baptist Church. And we're also visiting with Mr. Morris Knight. Now, are you a member of Bethel?
New Bethel.
Bethel AME.
AME
So the
Church.
Knight family is a part of the Bethel.
New Bethel.
New Bethel
African
AME
Methodist
Church.
Episcopal Church.
Okay.
Out on New Buckeye Road.
New Buckeye Road. So we're giving a plug for your churches.
Come visit us.
Okay, come visit. Okay. So we're visiting with Morris Knight from New Bethel AME Church, and we're also visiting with Miss Marilyn Moore from Valdosta Missionary Baptist Church. But our visit today focuses not so much on their religious backgrounds or their church affiliations. Our visit today focuses on these significant educational institution that has helped to rear many, many, many African American citizens and other students, of different colors in Georgia, and this is Fort Valley State University. Am I correct?
That's correct.
And we're talking very specifically about your upcoming scholarship banquet.
Yes.
And that's going to be held at the Green Grove Missionary Baptist Church on Saturday, June 1st, here in Dublin. Now, Mr. Knight, the earlier part of the show, you mentioned that you were the first president of the Alumni Association, which was established in
2005.
2005.
Right.
And so every year thereafter, you have given scholarships.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you still have a hand in the selection of the students, or what is your role now?
Well, as president, I've tried to participate in all the different committees, and I also participate on the scholarship committee, which is headed by Miss Rosa P. English, and she's been doing this for several years for us. And I participate on that a particular committee as well.
Okay. Well, so this year, my understanding is that the Dublin Lawrence Chapter of the Fort Valley State University National Alumni Association Incorporated, that you're actually giving 2 scholarships. One scholarship will be given by the Dublin Lawrence Chapter itself,
Exactly.
That's correct.
and another scholarship will be given from a fund which the chapter has received to disperse to students. Yeah, and there's a historical background to that other
Yes.
scholarship as well. So you're actually giving 2 scholarships.
That's correct.
We want you to come out on Saturday, June 1st, at 4 p.m. at the Green Grove Missionary Baptist Church. Later, at some point, you will see pictures of previous events sponsored by the Fort Valley State University Dublin Lawrence Chapter, just to show you pictures of previous programs. And we're going to conclude, as I mentioned before, with a call to attention to all of the alumni members, but to the general public as well. And so, Mr. Knight and Ms. Moore, we want you to give an opportunity to, invite the public at large. So, in your best AME voice and in your most enthusiastic Baptist tone, invite our public to be with you. Why should the public come to the Fort Valley State University National Alumni Association Dublin Lawrence Chapter Banquet at Green Grove Missionary Baptist Church on Saturday, the 1st of June at 4 p.m.? We'll let you go first, Mr. Knight, and you speak directly to our public audience.
Well, we just like the community to come out and be with us on June 1st at Green Grove Missionary Baptist Church for our 14th annual Alumni Scholarship Banquet. And we invite all public. You don't just invite the alumni from Fort Valley State University. We like the entire community come out and hear a great speaker, the longest serving legislator, Mr. Kevin Smyrie of Columbus, Georgia, a 1970 graduate of the Fort Valley State College. And we'll look forward to seeing each and every one there at Green Grove Missionary Baptist Church.
Okay, that's very good. You were ready for that question, weren't you?
I'll stay
You stay ready.
I'll stay ready.
You stay ready. Ms.
I'm
Moore.
type A.
Pardon?
I'm type A.
Oh, type A. Okay, very good. Ms. Marilyn Moore, we'd like to give you an opportunity to invite the public to be with you at your event also.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to invite the public here in Dublin Lawrence County and surrounding counties to come and be a part of our banquet on June 1, 4 o'clock p.m. at the Green Grove Missionary Baptist Church, Highway 441 South, 2418 Highway 441 South is the address. The theme for the occasion is FVSU United, Empowering Scholars with the Challenge of Excellence.
Wow.
FVSU United, Empowering Scholars.
Did you say 90s?
FVS United.
Or United, U. I'm not hearing the U.
We take the U and put
FVSU
in
United. Oh, empowering scholars.
Scholars with the challenge of excellence.
Wow.
And we would like to invite everyone to come and be a part of that. But more importantly, we want the public to come and witness and be a party to the keynote speaker, the representative from the 135th Congressional District for the state of Georgia.
So he's in the Georgia State
Honorable-
Legislature.
He's in the Georgia State House of Representatives.
Right.
The
Are you?
Honorable
Will you
Kevin
be
Smyrie.
inviting the representative for our area, Matt Hatchett, to be at your program?
Yes, he's a part. We have listed him as part of the
Okay.
program.
Well, I'm now. You've really got me interested in being there myself. How will I be able to get a ticket, or how will the public be able to get a ticket?
You can get a ticket from any Fort Valley Alumni Association person, or you can telephone Morris Knight at
478 275-1729.
Or you can telephone me at 478-275-0967 to purchase a ticket. The ticket cost is $25. And if you cannot get in touch with an alumni of Fort Valley State, you may purchase a ticket at the door.
Very good. And why don't you have that address ready one more time so we can make sure that people know how to get there. We have been visiting with two distinguished graduates of Fort Valley State University, both of whom have been public educators. Ms. Moore, are you still teaching?
No, I am retired.
I thought you were. So they come from very distinguished pedigree as public school educators. Mr. Morris Knight from New Bethel AME Church and Ms. Marilyn Moore from the Valdosta Missionary Baptist Church. I applaud you for your efforts. So many of our graduates do not look back to support their institutions, but you're looking back to support your institutions. So as you look back to support your institution, you're also looking forward by giving scholarships. 2 scholarships will be presented on Saturday, June 1st at 4 p.m. at the Green Grove Missionary Baptist Church. 1 scholarship will be given by the Dublin Lawrence Chapter itself.
Yes, that's correct.
And another scholarship will be given by an endowment that the association administers. And I think that's extraordinary, and I think that's wonderful. And I'd like to remind our audience of what Mr. Knight said earlier. This scholarship is being given for the common cause, to bring qualified students and to give them an opportunity to receive what the 2 of you have received, which is a good education.
Thank you.
Very good. So we're looking forward to hearing the call to attention and poetry by Ms. Frenchie Hodges. Thank you for being with us at home in Dublin. We're glad you've been here.
Thank you.
And thank you for loyalty and thoroughness.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Why don't we give that address one more time for Green Grove Missionary Baptist Church?
The address is 2418 Highway 441 South, Dublin, Georgia. 2418 Highway 441 South, Dublin, Georgia.
Very good.
4:00 p.m. Green Grove Missionary Baptist Church.
Very good, very good. Thank you for being with us, and we'll be back in just one moment. And when we come back, we will introduce you to a poem that will be used as a call to attention for the June 1st event. Thank you. Welcome back to At Home in Dublin with Ricky Porter. Earlier in the show, we interviewed Miss Marilyn Moore and Mr. Morris Knight, both graduates of Fort Valley State University. And this is Miss Frenchie Hodges, a very dear, beloved friend.
Thank you.
And a significant contributor to the cultural, artistic life of Dublin. Frenchie is going to read a poem that will be read on Saturday, the 1st of June. The poem was commissioned by the class of '64, and it has been used at these events to call the audience to attention for the event itself. Calvin Smyrie, a member of the Georgia State House of Representatives, will be the speaker on Saturday, the 1st of June at 4 p.m. at Green Grove Missionary Baptist Church. And when the audience gathers and when we're all there, this poem will be read as a way of calling us to the great attention of what we're doing, giving qualified students scholarships to pursue their education. So at this time, I'll turn it over to Ms. Frenchie Hodges.
Thank you. Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? Oh, I'm gonna send thee one by one for the little bitty babe born in Bethlehem. One by one, we were sent with the hopes and fears of all the years. One by one, we were sent from the cotton fields and the cane brakes, green and lush with promise of tuition. One by one, we were sent from RFDs and zones and avenues and lanes and circles.
One by one, we were sent from the country creeks and city streets. We were sent from long work days, short Saturdays, and singing, shouting happy Sundays. We were the fourth generation from slavery removed, children of the 40s, children of determined parents who sacrificed much to see us through. In growing numbers, we came to the valley, children of the 40s, the New Deal, the chicken in every pot, and nothing to fear but fear itself. I went to the valley. I didn't go to stay. My soul got happy, and I stayed a while. We came to the valley and we stayed a while and learned to love the names of people we never met. John W. Davison and William Mariah Hubbard, Anna Jeanes and Collis P. Huntington, Royal C. Peabody, Henry Alexander Hunt, and Samuel Henry Bishop, Robert W. Patton, and Horace Mann Bond. We came to the valley and we stayed a while, and we learned to love and revere other people and other names. Some we knew and some we did not. Cornelius V. Troop, W.W.E. Blanchett, and C.W. Pettigrew, Hauser A. Miller and Lel R. Bywaters, Julius Simmons and Anna Mae Hall, Homie Regulus and W.W. Hawkins, and Ozias Pearson. We came to the valley and we stayed a while, learning to love other faces and other names. Hawkins, Varner, Love, Robinson, Irvin, Floyd, Sampson, Sims, Dillard, Hicks, Murray, Bannister, Anderson, Stallworth, Mattie Holmes, and Junior J. Frambro. We went to the valley and we didn't go to stay, but we met great challenges and we stayed a while. Elaine Douglas challenged us in English. E. Joseph Atkins challenged us in theater. William Mathis and George Adams challenged us in music. E. H. Pirro challenged us to keep abreast of world affairs in the classroom and on the campus abroad. So many unnamed here, men and women, met us in the valley and challenged us. To them we all now bow. Oh yes, we came to the valley. We didn't come to stay, but we made such good friends here that they lasted a lifetime. Oh yes, we came to the valley. We didn't come to stay, but we found ourselves here. And we stayed a while, leaving renewed and prepared to meet the going-on world. Oh yes, we went to the valley. We didn't go to stay, but we learned a new song there, and we stayed a while and sang it. And on Saturday night, June 1st, we will sing again in uplifted voices, Fort Valley State, Fort Valley State. Our lives to thee we dedicate. Our souls we blend to sing thy name. Eternal praise we do proclaim. Faithful and true, Fort Valley State, we at thy call forever wait. We lift our hearts in thankfulness for loyalty and thoroughness. We love to hear thy sweet name called. You are the dearest school of all. Our hearts to thee will e'er belong. You are so steadfast, brave, and strong. We love you so, Fort Valley State. Our loyalty we dedicate. Thy name forever we proclaim. Fort Valley State, we love thy name.
At Home in Dublin with Ricky Porter, brought to you in part by friends of Reverend Dr. Ricky Porter, who support his pastoral works, including Washington Street Presbyterian Church at 975 South Washington Street and available at 304-0549, with worship services every Sunday at 10 a.m. and join us for Bible study on Mondays at 4 and 6 p.m. The Presbyterian Church USA, Henry Memorial Presbyterian Church, with worship services at 11 a.m. on Sunday and Bible study Wednesdays at 5:30, located at 511 Bellevue Avenue and can be reached at 272-3721. At Home in Dublin with Ricky Porter.